Join me in reading The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. We're on chapter 8 today. Before we get started, remember to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you will be notified the next time I upload. If you enjoy this and books like this, check out the link in my description box. Let's get started. I walked until I saw a cute little coffee shop. I bought a newspaper from the stand and ducked inside. Inside, I flipped to the section with the apartments for rent. I took a jar of nail polish out of my pocketbook and splashed a red dot on all the listings I was going to check out. I had already decided I wasn't going to go back to Brooklyn with everybody feeling sorry for me. I wasn't going to give Natalie the pleasure of feeling like me and her were on the same level. I'd find a decent place to stay while I put my survival plan together. I put the money for the tea and fries on the table plus $1 tip. After walking halfway through the coffee shop door, I turned around and grabbed my tip off the table, realizing I had to save my dough. I hit the pavement, heading for an available advertised apartment in Harlem. The building was a brownstone, on a block of brownstones. This particular one was real nice and neat with a decorative iron gate on it and flower pots on the left and right sides of the entrance. The landlady came to the door and peeked out the curtain. She was only about 5'2", real dark skin with a colorful scarf on her head, a dress, and house slippers. After opening the outside door, she stood behind the locked gate, looking me over from head to toe. She spoke with a thick West Indian accent. "Good afternoon, child. What can I do for you?" "I'm interested in the apartment you have for rent." I was confident. I looked good, expensively dressed, with a fresh hairdo. "Are you alone?" she asked, as if she couldn't tell if I was standing on the step by myself. "Yes, I am," I replied, trying not to be snotty. She went into her front pocket on her multicolored dress, pulled out a small key, and unlocked the gate. "What's your name?" she asked. "Winter Schulman," I said proudly. "Are you married?" she asked. "No, I'm not." "Do you have any children?" "No." "Oh," she said, "because we have working people in this building. And little babies are wonderful, but they can be a loud disturbance in the middle of the night." "No, I don't have any children," I reassured the suspicious little lady. "What floor is the apartment on?" I asked, trying to hurry her along. "Oh, it's on the second floor. We'll go up in a minute." "So how did you hear about this apartment?" "I read about it in the paper," I said, wondering why she put an ad in the paper if it was supposed to be a secret. "Oh," she said. "How old are you?" she asked, still digging. "I'm 22. "Oh, are you a student?" "Yes, I am," I lied. I figured that must be what she wanted to hear. "Oh, that's nice. What are you studying?" I paused. I couldn't think of anything. I looked down at my shoes and quickly said, "Fashion." "Oh, that's nice. Well, you look good, child. I hear them models make a good living, but that means you'll keep irregular hours." Not understanding her, I said, "What? I mean, excuse me?" "Well, like I said, people in this building, we're all working people, so most of us are out during the day. So my husband and I turn the heat down during the day because nobody's here. Around 6 or 7 p.m., we turn it back on. It's a way to conserve and save money." "Yes, but in a few months, spring will be here," I told her. "Oh, are you planning to be in here in the fall, aren't you?" she asked in a threatening tone. "I don't rent by the week. This is not a hotel. If you want to live here, you're going to have to sign a lease agreement for a minimum of 1 year," she said. "Stay right here. I'll be right back." She slid behind a closed door of her apartment and came back with a clipboard. Who is she fooling? I thought to myself. What difference does it make if I sign a lease? When I'm ready to bounce, I bounce. What is she going to do? Call the rent police? There are 20 million people in New York. Come on, she said, signaling me to follow her up the stairs. She pulled out a large circular key ring with a whole bunch of keys on it. One-bedroom apartment with a little kitchen fully carpeted. The place looked like a Barbie doll was supposed to live in it. That's how cute and compact it was. For me, it was perfect. I pictured maybe a leather love seat, a cable-ready big screen TV, and a fancy designer phone. I pictured myself walking around the apartment barefoot with my pretty pedicure toes sinking into the thick carpet. The living room was more than a little smaller than my bedroom on Long Island, but it was cool. I could definitely deal with it. I'll take it, I said, smiling, looking at the lady and grabbing my envelope with the cash. I began counting the dough. First things first, child, she said, looking at my cash suspiciously. This was the first time I had ever seen anybody turn their nose up at cash. You have to fill out this application. Why? I asked nicely. I've already told you everything. I know, she said. It's just the way we do things around here. I need this for my record. She handed me a form asking for my name, address, place of employment, education. You know I'm the president of the Block Association, she mentioned. It's small. We're just getting started. Most of the people on the block participate. But you know, there's always those few. We're trying to clean the block up, get rid of drugs, make it better for everybody. We're real careful because a lot of drug dealers have cash. They've got the money to spend. They send a pretty little thing like you in here. But you don't know anything about that filthy way of living, she smiled and added, I can tell. Such a lovely face. Do you have a check? No, I don't, I responded hesitantly. Oh, here. You must need a pen. She handed me a ballpoint, stood close over me, and the application. I filled it out, making stuff up as I went along, figuring I'll play along with her inspection, get my new keys, close the door, and never speak to her again except on rent day. I was Winter Schulman. I attended Brooklyn College. I was 23 years old. I previously lived at 123 Green Street, etc., etc. She looked over the application, glancing up at me after each section, as if she thought I was stupid enough to tell on myself. I smiled politely. I thought you said you were 22, she quizzed. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I just had a birthday. I haven't got used to being 23 yet, I laughed. Don't worry, child. The older you get, the more birthdays you forget. I'm 23 too, she laughed, getting a real kick out of herself. I pulled out the envelope, counted out $650, and I handed it to her. She cleared her throat. You must have misunderstood. The total to pick the keys up and move in is $1,950. 1 month's rent and 2 months security. Security for what? It's a normal procedure. It's just to cover anything you leave broken in the apartment, damage to the rug, if you fall on hard times and miss a payment. Don't worry, child, it's fully refundable at the end of your lease, if everything is in order. You get your 2 month security back in full. If you lose your keys, it's $100 because we have special locks, and we'll have to have the whole lock removed and replaced. There's no need to be nice anymore. There was no way I was giving her all the money I had left. She looked at my screwed up face. Every decent landlord around here is going to ask for the same thing. Sorry, miss, I said. You must be bugging. Didn't you hear me say I was a student? She shot me a mean look. When I was a student, I had 2 jobs. You have to work to make it in this country. That's how I got to where I am now. I had to work to own this property. No kind of work was too good for me either. A dollar is a dollar is a dollar. I handed her papers back and left. Sterling wasn't that bad, I thought. I'll just tell him a new story. Something bigger and better. I'll stay at his place for a while until we figured everything out. Sterling's apartment was quiet from the outside. My key slid in the lock. Inside the door sat a suitcase. I put the case up onto the couch and opened it. My belongings were inside, carefully packed. I rummaged through my jeans, shirts, and dresses, checking to see if everything was there. The side pockets had my jewelry and toiletries in a separate plastic bag. I laughed. Too bad he wasn't as neat with his own stuff. Sterling startled me when he came out of the back room. I hadn't realized anyone was home. On the way over, I had practiced for this moment. It was time to put my act into action. How are you feeling, baby? You must have got home early. You look nice, he said, checking out my outfit, the same one that didn't work on midnight. You like? I playfully spun around. I always have, he said softly. So anyway, Sterling, sit down. I'm going to let you in on my idea. He walked over, hesitant and suspicious. We've been cool roommates for the past couple of weeks, Anne. And tonight you're leaving, right? He interrupted in a voice that attempted to be authoritative. He started mouthing words, but no sound was coming out. It was like he wanted me to read his lips or something in a low, low voice. Winter, I have company. Company, I said loudly, surprised. He put his long finger over his lips to shush me. Remember when you called me to come and get you from Long Island? Remember I told you someone was here? Well, she's in the back room and I don't want no trouble, Winter. You did say you were leaving tonight. It's been 2 weeks. Sterling's eyes were concerned. Just looking at his weak ass made me sick to my stomach. But I had nowhere else to go. I remained cool-headed, or at least I tried to give that appearance. Oh, there's no trouble, Sterling. Just get rid of her. I laughed. He didn't say a word, so I came up with a new suggestion. Okay, I'll just stay in the living room tonight, but I think. A girl came out the back room. She was overweight with a big chubby face, like one of those church ladies you see singing in the choir on the cable channel on Sundays. She had on a long, shapeless floral dress. I guess it was supposed to hide her fat. I was sure Sterling wasn't about to replace me with this cow. Sterling, the woman said in a tone that sounded more like a mother's than a lover's. You said 5 minutes. Oh, Winter, this is Judy. We both looked at each other, but neither of us spoke. She came out and sat in a chair facing me. I could tell Sterling was uncomfortable with the silence. He kept playing with his fingers. So, you live in Long Island? Judy asked dryly. Yeah. They have some really nice houses out there. The traffic must be really bad on a Friday night. Yeah, I rolled my eyes at Sterling. I packed your things up for you, announced Judy. You have some real nice taste. Yeah, I said, realizing the only way I could stay was to humiliate myself completely. So, where do you plan on going to college next year? Sterling told me you were 17. You must have started thinking about it seriously. Not really, I said matter-of-factly, thinking to myself, I hate these stuck-up college-type bees. They think they're too cute to get down and have a Brooklyn-style fight to keep their man. They want to do all smart talking like they somehow better than somebody, or at least they thinking they can prove that they are. I had no choice except to go to college. My parents made that clear, she added, as though I had asked her a question. She seemed fully prepared to have a conversation with herself. What do your parents do? I mean, for a living. They must be well off, not to be stressed about whether or not you should go to college. Sterling interrupted. Winter, I help you carry your things downstairs. But I don't have a ride, I begged. Sterling, aren't you going to drive me home? Judy cut in. No, sorry, our movie starts at 8:05 p.m. Sterling, I already called your dad before you even got here. Your dad's going to pick you up downstairs at 7:30 p.m. What kind of game was this $2 nigga trying to run on me? What in the hell made this fat-ass girl think she was running things? So is this your mother or your father, Sterling? Mother, sister, or brother? What is this? A damn interview? I said, losing my cool. She scooted over to Sterling's side. Sterling, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to aggravate your cousin. It was just small talk. Then she turned to me. I'm sorry, I just thought it was nice that your parents trusted Sterling to babysit. Your families must be real close. I'm telling you, I missed him so much for the past couple of weeks, I thought I would die. I will say I was jealous at first. You know, when Sterling told me you were coming over for 2 whole weeks, jealous of you getting all his time and attention. I can see that he was right. You are just a kid. He was just helping out and everything worked out perfectly. Come on, I'll walk downstairs with you guys. She walked over to the closet, grabbed my jacket and said, "This is yours, right? I left it out when I was packing your belongings. I thought it might get cooler at night. Here, don't forget it." We went downstairs, dead silent in the elevator. In the lobby, Sterling handed me an envelope. "Call me and let me know you got home safe." I grabbed what I knew was some small sum of money, sucked my teeth, and walked away with his suitcase and everything I owned inside. I don't know why I didn't go off. I don't know. I just didn't have anything left inside to go off with. The whole thing was so unexpected. If I would have beat this girl up, what would have happened? If anybody was predictable, it was Sterling. But not this time. Sterling couldn't control me, so he picked his motherly girl to fill my shoes. She's probably been around him for years, hoping and praying for an engagement ring, but if you ask me, it wouldn't last. It was obvious. Her stuff was no good. Otherwise, he wouldn't have lied to her to be with me in the first place. At the train station, I broke down and called Natalie. There was only one place to go, a place I used to love, Brooklyn. When Natalie answered, she was all hyped up and happy to hear from me. "Where you been, girl? We all waiting to see you. Where you been hiding at? Why you been treating us like we ain't family? What took you so long to call?" For about 3 seconds, I felt bad for not calling her. Maybe it was really all good in Brooklyn. Maybe I had been bugging out, making things worse than they really were. I told her I was on my way to Aunt B's apartment. I would be there around 10 o'clock that night. "Good, let's hang out. Meet at my apartment at 11. We'll go to the club." "Why didn't you call first?" That's all Aunt B had to say when she opened the apartment door. I was thrown off because midnight, Mama and Santiago made it seem like Aunt B was going to be happy to see me or something. She had been aggravated. She got a look on her face. She pointed for me to go straight to my cousin Bianca's bedroom, yelling down the hallway. She reminded me to use the bed on the left side of the room. Remember to leave Bianca's stuff just like she left it, because she don't like nobody fooling with her stuff. As I passed the small kitchen to get to the bedroom, I saw a long set of male legs inside. There's the problem. She has company. A man friend. I busted up her groove. I could dig it. I put my suitcase down, went to the bathroom, freshened up, and headed to Natalie's. When I banged on Natalie's door, my girl Simone answered with a big smile on her face and a little pregnant belly. My girl Tashi screamed out, "Surprise, B!" All my girls were there. Asia, Zakia, Natalie, and Hennessy. Oh, Natalie with Hennessy. Y'all know it be people named Hennessy. Okay. And Passion Alizé in hand, and L's laying on the table just like old times. I felt real good. In a few moments, I was sure I was going to feel even better. I thought as I sparked up my second joint, this is what made life worth living. Good friends, free weed, and lots of laughs. Simone filled me in on the oohs and ahs of pregnancy. "Not as bad as people tried to make it sound," she said. "Her and Lil Biz broke up. No real B need a nigga to survive anyway. Plus, the next nigga's bound to be coming around the corner any day." I told her as I heard it wasn't cool to drink liquor when you were pregnant. As messed up as the world is today, the baby would need some thug passion just to be able to roll with the punches. We cracked up. Simone couldn't take it no more and laughed so hard she accidentally peed on herself. I laughed until my stomach ached while Natalie sprayed enough air freshener in the room to choke us all. Zakia, Monique, Reese, and Tashi had a game of spades going. I checked. Toshi cheating as usual. She had them tricks down pat. She had you talking about the juiciest stuff ever while her hands were just switching stuff around. Meanwhile, she would just use those eyes to signal to her partner. She even had coded songs to sing that Reese understood because she was always her partner in spades. For what she had going, they should have been getting paid in Vegas or Atlantic City with the big timers. Fun didn't break up until about 5 o'clock in the morning. Natalie's mom came home. I could see she had her own high going on, but something about her being in the apartment just changed the mood. One by one, people started breaking out. I nudged Simone, who was passed out on the couch. Come on, girl, let's walk over to the building together. Good looking out, Simone muttered. Outside, night glided into early morning. Blue-ray skies framed what was the quietest place and time in the projects. At 6:15, the sun snuck up and mugged the moon. Partygoers were inside the apartments, passed out in their clothes. There was nobody outside except the crazy-ass crackheads. I was surprised to see my mother in the lobby of my aunt's building, bald-headed and thinner than the last time I saw her. She smiled when she saw me, laughed for no reason at all, and started explaining that she heard I was here in the neighborhood. She was just out checking on me. She knew how Aunt B could be sometimes. I could tell she had her buzz on too. I didn't believe for 1 minute that she was down in the lobby checking on me at this time in the dang old morning. I rode the elevator with her and Simone. Simone got off on the 3rd floor, me on the 5th. As the elevator door was closing, Mama was huddled in the corner, rubbing her arms like she was freezing, and the doors closed on her bizarre face. She was saying something like, "You look good, Winter." I was glad the door shut so fast because I definitely could not return the compliment. I woke up that afternoon and Aunt B wasn't alone. Since I wasn't crazy and Aunt B's husband was locked up with my father, I knew that if I gave her any money, I'd never get it back. Even if I gave her money, today she'd start to expect it from me. Eventually, she would start to demand it from me. After a while, she might even try to collect rent for the bed and 6 feet of space on my side of the room. She was flat broke like all my aunts were now. Their houses didn't get raided and ransacked like ours, though. Their belongings didn't get repossessed and seized only to be auctioned off somewhere for pennies. They still had clothes, jewelry, stereo equipment, and all the good stuff. Nah, I replied. Come on, girl, she pushed. Just lend me a 20 spot. I expect some money on this Wednesday. I'll give it right back. Seriously, though, I said with a straight face, I don't got it. I need a loan myself. I went over to my coach bag and emptied my stuff onto the bed. See, nothing. I didn't keep my money in my bag because that's what people expect. I left it pinned to my bra, a trick my mother once showed me a long time ago. Aunt B sucked her teeth. All right. Then disappeared from the room. She's stupid, I thought to myself. She should have got some loot from that long-legged nigga she had in that kitchen last night. Pussy should never be free. Simone called asking if I wanted to go shopping. There's a big concert tonight and we could both get outfits and go find us some cuties. I agreed. In the stores, my blood was rushing at all the new clothes. New styles seemed to come in every day. And the stuff I bought weeks, even days ago, didn't excite me anymore. I teased Simone about looking for an outfit that would hide her pregnant belly. She denied it, saying men love pregnant pussy, and if she wanted to, she'd sport a halter top and let that belly hang out. We laughed as we imagined how crazy that would look. Meanwhile, Simone picked out a whole bunch of outfits. Dang, I gotta pee again. This was like Simone's 3rd time peeing in 1 hour. Not to mention, she stopped at McDonald's to use the bathroom on the way here. Meanwhile, I found the perfect outfit with shoes to match. It killed me to pay the grand total of $500, although it was a savings from my usual sprees. Simone finally came out the bathroom. The cashier handed me my change. How much? Simone asked as if she was financing me. No big deal. I said as if I had a Swiss bank account or something. You want to check Nordstrom's? They usually have all the flavor designer stuff. They even got a fat lady department, I kidded her. Nah, I got everything I need, Simone said. Just chill. At Simone's apartment, everything became clear. In her big coach bag, Simone had every outfit she picked up and admired at the store. She even had one of those machines that removes the metal alarms from the clothes. She had accessories, belts, costume, jewelry. She had stuff I didn't even see her pick up. In her closet, she had more stuff, some with the tags still on them. She had 2 and 3 of the same items in different sizes. Straight up, Simone was a professional booster. The pregnancy, she said, has increased her take. She made more money now because she could walk out with more layers of clothes on her body and not look suspicious. You look shocked, she said. No, I'm not shocked. I'm mad as hell you stood there and let me drop 500 bills when I could have got all my stuff for free. Simone exhaled. Yeah, you was always paid like that, Winter. Don't worry. You can take it back and I'll pick it up for you later. Well, I'm wearing this outfit tonight. We'll just return it Monday. We can do that, but you gotta watch it. They'll ask to see your ID. And if your name pops up on the computer as returning too much stuff, next thing you know, they'll be knocking at your door with a badge. You gotta watch these stores. They be updating their tricks every day. I'm on top of it though. I know all the tricks. How many tickets you got to the show? 4, Simone said. It was supposed to be me, Natalie, Toshi, and Zakia. But Natalie's going with Will. So you can have her ticket. Who's Will? I asked. This nigga from Fort Greene. He's a player. He got a custom-made yellow Land Rover, rimmed out. You should see it. It's fat. Natalie gonna be acting up. Nobody gonna be able to say nothing to her tonight. That nigga bought a whole new box seat section for the show. He began lacing her lovely with all the butters ever since they hooked up. How the F was we gonna get to the show? I wondered to myself. Am I supposed to take a train or walk or hop out a yellow cab while Natalie was riding in a Range Rover? There had to be a better way. You got a phone book, Simone? What? A Yellow Pages. Let's rent a limo. All right, let's do it. That concludes chapter 8 of The Coldest Winter Ever. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, like this video, remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with your friends. I'll be uploading chapter 9 soon. Until next time, be happy, healthy, and whole.